What's up, everybody? I am the Mockbuster, and this is a bit of a different video. I was perusing in the different pawn shops, and I went to this flea market. It's called Dundas, Dixie, Flea, something like that. Mr. Flea's Flea Market sounds a little bit weird, but I was perusing through the Blu-rays, and the vendor, he's an older guy, 50s, late 50s, and he asked me how old I was. And I said, "Oh, I'm 20 or 21." And he was like, "Wow, oh my God." And I'm like, "That's kind of weird." It's like, "We don't see kids like you around here." And I'm like, "Kids, I'm an adult." Kind of. But then I realized it is a fair statement because, a lot of people my age, my generation, Generation Z, even, late millennials are, not really into, having a collection of Blu-rays. This is, I don't know why I picked downsizing, but yeah, it's physical media is before it was a necessity, because if I wanted to watch a movie before, let's say in the 70s, 60s, 70s, early bit of the 80s, I had to go to a movie theater. And you can't really go to a movie theater every day, and sometimes you just want to stay home and watch a movie. So then the concept of home video came out with VHSs, later adapted in, or laser discs, later adapted into VHSs, Betamaxes, and then to DVD, and then now Blu-ray, and then 4K Blu-ray. It's blowing up. But I believe after around 2005, 6, 7, when Blu-ray first came out, the sales started going down because it was less of a necessity, because of things like Netflix nowadays, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. You can get all those movies, and even though if you're not a film buff or a cinephile like I am, you don't really care for those things. The artifacting isn't so bad. The lag isn't that really bad to where the point where you can't watch the film. You can still watch a movie on Netflix, and I do sometimes because I did upgrade to 4K Netflix. And I don't really mind it if it's a movie that I want to check out before buying it on Blu-ray. Then I will do those type of things. But if it's a movie I know I'm gonna like, I'll buy it on Blu-ray. But anyways, yeah, like even my brother, my older brother, he's about 3 years older than me, not too much older, but he's in that mindset like, why would I want to buy a movie? I can just watch it free online, or we have Netflix and stuff like that. But the reason why I'm collecting as a 21-year-old is because it's not just because, oh, I can watch a movie whenever I want to, or that it's high def, there's no artifacting, which is also a good point that I do, is because I have something physically I can touch and hold, like my fandom. As long as I can remember, I've always had copies of the Sam Raimi of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films. I had it on VHS when I was a kid, and I think I have it on Blu-ray not Blu-ray, DVD when it came out. Because that was my thing. Before school, I'd wake up super early and I would watch Spider-Man on VHS to pump myself up for the day. I'm Peter Parker. What would Peter Parker do? Well, Peter Parker comes to class late, and that's also what I kind of did. But yeah, it's that physical representation of my love for film, my fanhood for things. I also collect action figures and stuff like that, not because I play with them, but as a display piece, as a physical representation of who I am as a person and my enjoyment, because I'm not just a small person who has because I still watch, Netflix, Disney Plus, all that stuff, but there's less of a wanting to watch the movie. Like, I've been hearing a lot about Indiana Jones. I've never seen the first movie before. I watched the first movie. It was good, but there was something in my brain. I was watching it on Netflix, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I've tricked myself. There's also another thing. We are easily persuaded into things, my generation, and I've been watching a lot of Flick Pick, and he is a huge Blu-ray collector and cool duder, and I was fully, enthralled into the collection game. I already am a collector myself. I have comic books and action figures and stuff. And then why not movies? I've always loved movies ever since I was a kid. And I do have a decent amount of size of Blu-ray DVDs, because it was kind of weird. Netflix wasn't really a thing until maybe 2012, 13 maybe, and especially in Canada, because like our digital scene, our digital downloading scene is very backwards. We don't get when people are like, oh, you don't have it here yet. Like when people make jokes like that, it kind of is true, because like we didn't have like full Spotify until like late 2014, 2015, and that time I was like a 15-year-old kid fully enveloped into music. So I had like hundreds and hundreds of like thousands of dollars worth of CDs that are now kind of obsolete, because where do I have a CD player? No. Can I play it on my like PlayStation or something? Yeah, but like why would I want to do that? And before I'd get it, because I when I go for drives, I just put it in my disc player. But we got a Subaru a new Subaru 2018 Subaru, and I was amazed that there's no freaking there's no disc reader, there's no like CD compact player. And I'm like, wow, we're in the future. It's Bluetooth. So I set up my Netflix. Not Netflix. I set up. Imagine watching Netflix on the road, which is highly illegal. Put your eyes on the road. Don't watch movies unless you're a kid and you're sitting in the back. Then yeah. But yeah, everything's digital. Bluetooth. You don't even need. So that's a lot of consensus with my generation. But I'm an old soul. A lot of my I guess that's just a weird thing. Maybe I'm just a weird kid. I'm an old soul, I've been told many times, because I like older music, I like older films, and I like collecting movies on DVDs and Blu-rays, because Netflix just doesn't cut it. As I said again, it's one of those things where I can look at it. I have Spider-Man. I know, one of my favorite movies ever made. Some would say, what? But yeah, besides Spider-Man, Rocky, First Blood, Terminator 2, all those movies, I can hold it in my hand. Like, that's one of the biggest things. Like, I like collecting video games because, I fell off, a bit before because of the price. And that is one of the big deterrents for kids my age. Is because they're spending, you're barely earning any money through I don't know about anybody's other situations of financial situations, but I was working my ass off and giving most of my money to my parents to help pay off bills. But when I had the extra money, I would buy video games on the PlayStation Store, because I'd save like $10-12 on taxes, because there is a physical tax to it. And that's why I feel like a lot of people don't want to buy movies in person or a physical copy of it, because at certain points, it's like it's watchable. It's not like the worst quality ever. It's still, you can still watch it in HD, although color might be a little off. There might be some artifacting. The audio doesn't sound super crisp and clean. But some people don't really care about that. A lot of percentage of my generation of people watch movies on their phones, which is crazy to believe. And I'll insert a clip right here.
Now, if you're playing the movie on a telephone, you will never in a trillion years experience the film. You'll think you have experienced it, but you'll be cheated. It's such a sadness that you think you've seen a film on your fucking telephone. Get real.
Now, I don't agree with that clip necessarily, because I have the newest iPhone 12 Pro Max, something like that, and it has a 4K panel display. But like, again, let me show you. It's about this. I see how much of a fan of Spider-Man I am on my freaking phone. But yeah, it's about this size, and you can watch a movie, but it doesn't really impact you, Like, once I recently got this 4K TV, 65 inches, amazing quality, and it like totally changed my home video experience, because before I guess I'd watch movies on my phone. I'd get the gist of the story and I was like, okay, cool. But when you watch it on like a big TV in the comfort of your home, there's like a different experience to it. Like it's that movie theater experience where like it kind of changes you. Like I remember watching like superhero movies back in the day, and like I'd walk down the stairs thinking I was the superhero, you know? Like it kind of changes you as a person. Not maybe for that long, but it still has that emotional impact on you. And that's why film, even though, you know, it's been around for so long, you know, over 100 years, it still finds a way to have that crowd, that demographic of people. And they make hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars with these Marvel movies, billions of dollars. So I think I'm going off on a rampant, but yeah, I am a Zoomer and I like physical media. You might think that's weird because a lot of kids my age are like, why would I buy it? Why would I spend $10 on this when I can spend $8 a month on Netflix and watch all the movies, or like $7 a month on Amazon Prime or Disney Plus or Paramount Plus or whatever like that? It's because it feels fake. Like, well, I mean, nowadays that I have my TV and stuff, it's still an experience, but like, I don't know. It's like, it's be weird. It's like paying for sex and actually getting it from a friend, a girlfriend or something like that, you know, or like, you know, a hookup. I don't know what I'm talking about, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have that same impact on you than if you took the time to woo a girl, maybe sing her a song, buy her a drink or something, maybe meet for coffee, you know, chat her down, you know, impress her, flirt with her, and then get her. Besides, I think that's a good comparison. Yeah, it's like having an actual like sexual relationship with the girl that way, and then just paying, like going to a prostitute or something, which is totally fine. You know, I don't judge. You know, poontang is poontang, but like there's a different aura, there's a different feeling behind it. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know. This video's been long enough, but yeah, there are more of us, young kids. I'm 21, which is still kind of young for a lot of people, you know, out there in this collecting era. But I mean, like Flickpick was like in his early 20s when he started making YouTube videos, so maybe the same thing like that. But yeah, thank you so much. Let me know what you guys think of you know, this boom, not boom, but at least for me, of Zoomers, you know, not wanting, you know, to buy movies, instead of just relying on streaming services. But I really enjoy, you know, having it in my hand. It's a physical representation of who I am as a person, my personality, what I love, what I care for. Because not only is a movie an experience, it also is a memory. Like, Blu-rays are little memories that I can keep on my shelf, and whenever I want to relive those memories, I just, you know, pull it out and put it in the Blu-ray player. Because, you know, oh geez, I haven't watched this movie in a long time, but when I look at this, I reminisce. You know, it's like anything in a collection. You don't just get it to display it, which I obviously do, but it's a memory of a time, you know, when I was, you know, how this movie made me feel. And obviously, I do have movies that I've never seen in my collection, but you know, there's always time to watch more movies. But yeah, it's like starting to get all sappy and soft on you. But yeah. Like watching Spider-Man 1 was one of the greatest things to do as a kid for me. So that's why I own the entire trilogy on DVD, Blu-ray, and VHS. I want to get it on 4K, but I just need a 4K player. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Were you surprised to find that kids are still into physical media? Apparently a lot of people were, because I would get a lot of comments. Like when I was checking out the place and I got all these. Click on the card right here, or the card or the tab or whatever, for my my flea market haul. But when he was like not scanning, but like counting all the movies, he was like, "Oh wow, you know, good job, nice job." And then I went there again. I'll do another haul video. I went there. I got a bunch of Blu-rays again, and he kept commenting like, "Hey, you know, these are the good kids. These are the good ones who are not on their phone all day," which I kind of am on my phone all day, but you know, half the day I'm watching movies. But they were like, oh, they're one of the good ones, you know. And it made me feel nice because, you know what, I am a good kid. I'm a good boy, and I watch movies on little round optical discs that make me feel happy, you know. And that's what this whole thing is about. Is you do whatever makes you feel happy, you know. If you enjoy watching them on streaming services, then go ahead. If you can only afford to watch it, but if you have that extra income and you want to, it's like the next level of, you know, you could be a Spider-Man fan, but are you really not a Spider-Man fan if you don't have any action figures of Spider-Man, if you don't have any Blu-rays, DVDs, merch, you know, posters, stuff like that? Sounds like I'm gatekeeping, you know, fandom, but no. Anyways, I'm gonna end it off here. Thank you so much for listening, taking the time. I thought this was gonna be like a 5-minute video. Now we're at like 15 minutes. But thank you so much for watching. This has been the Mockbuster. I am Mason. Cheers. Have a good night, day, evening, afternoon, whenever you're watching this, and God bless. Take care, guys.